You've probably heard the expression, let go and let God. Yeah, I've heard that too. And that is actually a biblical idea. The word does say, cast all your cares upon him, for he cares for you. So let's think about it for a minute, okay? Because if you're really going through something, right? And let's say that you decide, I'm going to do that. The word says, let go, let God. It says, cast all your cares upon him, for he cares for you. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to cast all my cares upon him. Because when you're going through something, who doesn't want to be able to take a minute to just be able to take a breath, right? And feel the release of all that pressure. But let's think about what that really means. Because if you don't think it through, then you're going to run up against disappointment. So let's say you cast all your cares, right? And you're feeling good, you're feeling better, I've released it, the Lord's got it, it's in his hands. And then nothing happens. In fact, not only does nothing happen, but maybe it gets worse. What do you do then? So if you're sitting there saying, well, I did it, I did what the word said, and it didn't improve. Did you really cast your cares upon him or not? And the answer is no, because you didn't really think through, and I've been here, so I'm talking to myself as well. You didn't really think through what it means. When you cast all your cares, that means all your cares. That means the outcome as well. There are some things, some outcomes we're not going to see until eternity. And if you're going to choose to trust him, you have to trust him with all of it, including the outcomes in this life. You read the book of Job, and you'll see that play out. Job didn't really deserve, and from our framework, he didn't do anything particularly wrong to deserve what he went through. It really started out as a fight between God and the devil, right? So it's worth reading that story and thinking it through. We have a tendency when we're going through stuff really that we cannot explain. We want to understand why. Do we? Do we really want to know why, or do we really want God to realize that he made a mistake and he's not doing what we asked him to do, and that he needs to fix it? Okay? Because this is what I've learned. God doesn't answer questions why. He's not interested in that question. What he's going to come back with at some point, like he did with Job, is, where were you when I put the foundations of the earth in place? Where were you when I put the ocean and established its boundaries? So you've got to let it all go, including the outcome, and trust him with it. But here's the beautiful thing, is that at the end of the story, when Job realized that his mistake was in his own self-righteousness, that he needed to repent. And that is always, always an excellent strategy. He humbled himself and he repented. And the Lord restored him many times over in this life what he had lost. So there is hope, but there's no getting around letting it all go, including the outcomes. All right, I hope you have a good night. I don't know. Okay, finish. I haven't done this in a while.